It's 6 o'clock on the hour. If you don't know where you at, you're here. It's DMV Sports Show on a Saturday. It's Saturday, and we got a lineup that you wouldn't believe. We're going to talk about the Washington Commanders, even though they lost to the Eagles in an NFC championship, because they got something to build for. And then we're going to talk about who they we're going to talk about when they need to add on to the offensive line, to the defensive line, to the special teams, all three phases of football, and one player who wants to be a commander. We'll get to that in a minute. We're also going to talk about the Washington Wizards. The Washington Wizards have been pulling off upsets on the court this past trade deadline. We're going to get into that in a minute. They've been doing really good. And they got rid of some dead weight. But you know what? They didn't get rid of that one person that I don't hate. I just think he needs to go and seek players elsewhere. We're going to talk about the Washington Capitals. The Capitals are on fire. They're beating the Rangers 7-4. And now Ovi is 16 goals away from great stardom. And then we got the face-off, the 4 face-off. And we're going to talk about that in a minute on hockey. We're going to talk about the Maryland Terrapins. They lost to the Ohio State Buckeyes, but they're ranked 18. They lost to the Buckeyes 73-70, but they take on the Rutgers Scarlet Knights today. And what's it tomorrow? Tomorrow at 12. Today, the Wizards, they play the Atlanta Hawks at 7. That's who plays today. I'm sorry. Right now, I might seem out of it, but I apologize. I'm trying to get back in the flow of things. Just be patient with me. Let's see. What else? Also, the Baltimore Orioles. The Baltimore Orioles got into doing some deals too, and they're improving their rotation. And we're going to get to that in a minute because the Baltimore Orioles are on fire, getting the players they wanted and getting some options in there and dealing ways with some players as well and along with some prospects. So you see the team starting to balance everything in local sports around. We're also going to talk about a whole lot of sports. All right, we're going to talk about Saquon Barkley's girlfriend with the N-bomb and what this means for the Eagles. So we got time. Well, we only got 2 hours here, but 1 hour. But we are actually going to talk about more sports than anything. So sit back, relax, kick off your shoes. Your host, Russell McGee, has got the sport news. So let's get started. The Washington Commanders lost to the Eagles in the NFC Championship. And I tell you, it was heartbreaking for, DC. But you know what? Jane Daniels is the bright spot. So there's a lot that's coming back this upcoming season. And it's Zach Ertz and, the offensive line, Aguiletti, Sam Cosmi. We're probably not going to keep the same left guard and right guard, but we're probably going to have improvements. They just recently brought back the former commander who was a Buffalo Bill. I forgot who his name is. Let me pull it up. But he's now back on the future list. So they're bringing Sam Hartman back. So everybody that was on the practice squad has re-signed. So that is a good thing because now if we have the same nucleus that we did last year, we're going to be on fire this coming year. And it's going to be more competitive than anything. We need a slot receiver. And there's been a lot of players on the free agents list that could potentially be the slot receiver now or number 2. So here's what's happening. It's most likely that Luke McCaffrey is gone. It's the writing on the wall. He's gone. He hasn't been any producing. He hasn't been the knockout that we actually thought he could. He's just been dead weight. he will seek a better life. He would probably go to Buffalo. He'll probably go to the AFC team. Um, we will.
Yeah.
We would definitely take, and there's been a lot of talk with Tegan Higgins of Bengals. I would say that the Bengals are going to sign him. I really believe either that he's going to a AFC team or they're going to sign him. We won't be able to get him. We will probably get Stephon Diggs. Now, Stephon Diggs is now currently Houston Texan. It's most likely he's not going to be in Houston no more, and we're probably going to be 1,000% in the running from him. Or we're going to get somebody else that is good enough, maybe Deshaun Watson, who is now in Kansas City Chiefs. If they win the Super Bowl, he will be on his way out and be on the free agency list as well. There's a number of okay. There was a big no there from Eric. There's probably okay. There was a second no. Okay, then the no's have it. And so it might be another wide receiver that could be number 2 and another slot receiver that could help us out. Now, Brown could be that wide receiver that we keep, and he could potentially help because he did help against that Bears at the last minute. Even though he was in the right place at the right time, he has been productive, but he hasn't been healthy. So that could be another factor there. There could be a number of wide receivers that we could draft as well in the low, in the low 20s that can potentially help us out, as well as, well, let's go ahead and go to the defense because, that's where I need to be because there's a lot on defense that we need to plug in that can potentially help us out in the free agency and the draft. Now, let's go ahead and tackle the defense side of the ball because, Myles Garrett has oftenly put his hand in the ring and said he wants to be a commander. He wants to come here and play with Daniel Daniels. Jaden Daniels has been the command. I think we can use him. I think
that's not the question.
Yeah.
Is he healthy? Yeah, he's healthy. Yeah, he's definitely healthy. I think the problem is his on how can I say on field antics. He gets in fights a lot. Let me just say that he gets in fights a lot that could cost us the game. I think the better thing that we do is draft somebody out of the draft because I believe the draft is better tainted for DEs. I mean, we got Nick Scortan, who's out of Texas. Is it or Mississippi? I think it's Texas A&M. Yeah, Texas A&M. He's better for inside running game and sacking the quarterback. A lot of I heard is that we go for John Pierceman Jr. out of Tennessee. I like his game. I understand that he's more a lean type of person, but I don't think he's meant for us. I think it's between to Florida State, that DE, because we need to stop the run. So we need somebody who could sack the quarterback and stop the run. I know, a hybrid. I think Nick Scorton and Zuckerman or Zekier, Florida State. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, but Florida State and those two guys. If we get both of those guys, we're shoo-in to have the best defense of the year. I think that's
good information. I hope you go ahead and drop that in the forum.
It is. It's in the group. I posted a long time ago.
I've been trying to pretend to keep up and stuff like that because I remember when Myles Garrett Day came up, I was like, "Yo, AP, I want him signed by breakfast."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But listen to. But as somebody has pointed out, he's not actually a free agent. It has to be
exactly. There's he wants to trade.
Him, I haven't got the whole 100%. I think he's angling. He talks a good game about a championship, but this is still America, so he's angling. I think that's why he's angling for the money, because what I've heard about him and the Commanders depends on the reporter.
Yeah, and that's
Some
my.
people say yes, he would love to come. Some guys say, oh, there's better places. I'm trying to listen to what he himself has said, and it's hard for me to get a beat. I don't know what everybody else has.
Well, his comments. Let me.
At this point, I just think he's sure he wants to get a championship and get out of Cleveland, but I think he's also playing the game and trying to get paid. And,
yeah,
it's hard to
and yeah, you're absolutely right, and that's.
But yeah, I can't blame him, but it's just hard for me to get a beat. That's all.
No, you're absolutely right, and that's the type of feeling.
What I heard is,
go ahead.
I heard of trade him for Allen, because Allen got 1 year, he has 2 years. Cleveland would trade, because Cleveland needed a defensive tackle. Trade him, get Allen another year in this contract for Cleveland, because we're gonna have Nelson take his place. He would love, because he loves to play for Washington. That's what he said out his mouth. He would love to play for the Commanders. And I heard another rumor, which is probably true. What you call him, want to come back to Washington. Chase want to come back to Washington, and he want to play with the now our new Commanders. Because a lot of people, we got $79 million of money that we can sign people. I heard that in the draft that we can sign the Michigan tight end, in a draft. So
well, the Michigan tight end is not going to be there to us at 29 or 26. Yeah. So that's going to be off the table.
Because there's two other tight ends that's going to be drafted before him, and he'll be there right for us.
Well, let me be real with you. Let me be real with you. The first thing that we have to understand is that don't get me wrong. There's players in the draft that is for everybody. I get what you're saying, but realistically, there's teams ahead of us that are going to go ahead and get a tight end because they need a tight end. So there's no reason why the Michigan tight end is going to be there. Just like what's his name, Adele something. I think he's the DE for Penn State. He's the best DE on the board, and he's going to be gone before 26. So there's no reason for us to get that. So then you have to understand that Pearson for Tennessee, he's the best fit for us, but he's going to be gone before 26. So the only thing that we can actually fall for is the ones that are lesser that fits us. And that is why that's why it's more logically set for us. That's the Florida State and the Texas A&M, because both of them are run stoppers and DEs. Right. Now, you want to go to the offensive side, then yes, there's some other wide receivers out there and tight ends out there and other college teams that can have a better outcome than the one from Michigan State. Now, Michigan State is the pride and joy. He has the more talent. He has the more athletic abilities, but it's realistically not going to be there in an early first round. We're more like the late. Well, Go ahead, Lou. Go ahead, Lou.
Okay, you can hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if the stag was coming, so I want to make sure you hear me first.
I hear you loud and clear, bro. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so anyway, but, from all what happened this year, with that, I wasn't surprised by the moves that you were just mentioning at all.
You know what? And you know what surprised me more than anything is that the level of players that are coming out and saying, hey, listen, I wouldn't mind coming to DC and playing with, Dan Quinn and Cliff Kingsbury and Gene Daniels and Joe Witt. I'm like, wow, when were y'all when we had old knucklehead Ron Rivera gambling, right?
That's not
that's what I was like, what happened to him? Yeah, I mean, well, after they seen us go to the playoffs and take on what's his name, Tom Brady. Nobody was like, yeah, we don't want to come to DC yet. Nah, Tom Brady, and he went and won the Super Bowl. And then after that, they were like, yeah, we don't want to play with, we don't want to play DC. Nah. But now, after hearing what Steve said about Chase Young wants to come back, I can understand why he wants to come back. Because he feels like now there's a continuity. We've been to the promised land and back. Now you just go ahead and we just need him to come back even more. I mean, I welcome him. Yeah, go ahead, Coach.
He's opening his eyes, man. He knows. He knows. Yes, he does. He knows that it's being established.
Yeah. And that's the greatest thing about getting the old Commanders back, because we had some really good talent before, it was disbarded. But now we are more likely to be NFC East champions, because now, after what just transpired with the Eagles running back Saquon Barkley and his fiance throwing the N-bomb on Twitter.
Oh, whatever.
Yo.
I mean, come on. I mean, they need something to talk about during Super Bowl week. As
Listen.
far as Saquon Barkley on the field football,
Listen.
I'm not doing that. The thing is for me, with the Commanders, is somebody made a quote. It's like that AP's not trying to win a championship. He's trying to build a dynasty. And I wonder if that's true.
Yes, 100%.
Because
he is. I believe he is.
I mean, I hear him. That's a good plan. I'm all for that. But we'll just have to see, because he's only had one off season. But this next off season will tell the tale.
Yeah, I've been worried about that myself.
Yeah. I mean, particularly like with this Myles Garrett situation, some other things. We won a few games, all right. But how many do we actually beat? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we have the Raise Hail Mary, which is cute, and some other things went. And Jason Daniels is a magician.
Well, let's do this.
To old school hogs, that kind of a thing.
Well, let's
just some road graders,
Well, let's just do this.
It's tough picking at 29. Trust me, believe my Redskins family local here, right?
Right.
We're sitting here, it's like, wow, this is like uncharted territory.
Well,
I just wanted to see what he does, particularly along the lines. I mean, because back in the day when we weren't winning anything, we had what's his name? We had John Jansen, and what was the brother with the 8 Pro Bowls on the other side?
John Jansen. You talking about John Jansen of old, and then you talking about Chris Samuels.
Thank you, Chris Samuels. Yeah, man, I would love to have them two, in their prime under this command. Some people that is going to guarantee a running back 3 yards every play.
Well, let's be real. Okay, let's be real. There's so many things that you cannot shortcut, and that's our run, right? And I understand what you were saying, but our run is not like how lucky. It's not lucky, because if you look at Jaden Daniel, he could throw 60 plus. If you looked at the combine, they had every quarterback to throw 60 plus yards, and the quarterback class, keep in mind, was off the chain. You had Daniels throwing 60. You had Joe Militon Jr. out of Tennessee throw 62, right? And then you had what's his name? Drake May. Drake May threw 60 and a half, right? And then you had whatchamacallit? What's the other guy's name? I forgot. McCarthy. JJ McCarthy. He threw 58 and a half. Right? Because he was having an off day, because he just lobbed it up there and thought, hey, it's going to come down anytime in a minute, Then you had...
That's a good point. That's a good point you're making. It's like, it's been so long since we've seen good in watching,
Right.
It just looks like luck.
Right.
Some of those passes passes to Terry down the sideline. I mean, like he dropped it down the chimney. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And
yeah, for us, the skin fans, the PTSD, it just looked like luck. But
no,
I worked my way through that.
What? No, because actually, what you said that was actually factual. We're not used to this, and we don't know if it was real or not. That's how I was looking at.
Finds ways.
Yeah.
He finds ways.
When we went to
come back.
Exactly.
That's what he does, and that's how smart he is.
And
that's why I admire him. Yeah.
No, all of you are absolutely right.
Thing.
If you look at
a lot of quarterbacks are not like that.
No, that's right. That's absolutely right. If you look at that game against Detroit, everybody was fearing that this was the end of the ride. We got this far, we're happy. But the team knew that they got this team in the bag. We didn't see it until Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin took over the game. And I'm like, whoa.
Boom.
That was it. And then as soon as they broke away, as soon as Terry McLaurin broke away, I was like, oh, we got this. We got this.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my God, he was untouched. And then you saw the heads on the sideline go, oh my God, what did we do? Right? And then you saw the fans' face, they were like, ugh, they look like Dallas fans. I'm sorry, Luke, but it did. And I know it was no, it was that game where you thought maybe you had the team, and then you're like, oh, that didn't look so good. And that was, and it brought us to a moment of, oh, like, is this it? Is this it? Wait a minute.
So I saw the moment when we were playing the Lions. I saw it.
Yeah.
And they turned around, and I was like, oh, here we go.
Exactly, because when we play a top tier team and we're actually doing well, the balance sometimes fail in their favor, and then we get it, and then we do something stupid, and then we out, and that's it. But it didn't feel that way this year. It didn't feel that way until the Philadelphia game, and you know what? And that's how
could have done that.
Well, we wasn't prepared. I'll be real with you. We wasn't prepared because we gave up too many fumbles, we gave up too many penalties, and it just fell off the rock. But going back to the draft and the free agency, defense wise, we need another free safety. I mean, a strong safety, and we need another corner because St. Jude is going to be gone. Everybody clap for that because I know most of you don't like St. Jude, but he's gone. And now you have Percy Butler's gone. Most of the other, draft class, except for Mike Stringtown, he's going to be up there. He's going to be with the team again. So we're going to have a revamp of the defense. We might have a revamp.
Oh, definitely. And I don't hate St. Jude because he put in the effort. He just didn't have the talent, bless his darling heart,
Right.
He was always around, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was close and everything, wasn't like, he was, trying to rip the team off.
No.
I give him credit for trying to be out there, but he just simply did not have the talent. But I give him props for his effort.
True.
He does well on special teams wherever he goes.
Absolutely. I think what we need is a more taller and bulkier type of corner that can actually take on a more, plus size wide receiver who has an ability to run a 4-3. Because when we play, and here's another thing, Metcalf from the Seahawks wants to play with us, and that's a good thing. But I don't like him being here because he's another problem child, and I don't think what we need is that. We need somebody that's level-headed. That's another thing. I think what we need is, I think we need to keep, and this is just me. I don't know anything else, but I think we need to keep John Bates and we need to keep Cole Turner, because if we put Cole Turner on the field, I guarantee you, Cole Turner is going to produce. He's going to be another Jordan Reed, and that's what I like about
John Bates. We gonna keep it because he's a great blocker.
Yeah, that's why
That's
why I like Cole Turner, because Cole Turner reminds me of Jordan Reed, and he's a problem child for other defense. If you put Cole Turner in a cover 2 situation, he can break it and go for a touchdown. That's my thing. That's my thing. I think we need to see more Cole Turner on the field than John Bates, because I know, don't get me wrong, John Bates sort of catcher. He can stretch the field. I think more likely he could be a best blocker just like Cole Turner is, but I think what we need is a more offensive break, and doing a cover 2 or a nickel or quarters in a type of situation. Cole Turner can stretch the field and give Terry McLaurin that open gap in the defense and give you a touchdown. I think that's what we need to stretch out the field. We don't need a 3 running back tandem. We need, it's not bad, but I'm just saying it shouldn't be a 3 back and a 4 back.
You lost your mind.
That's why I switched. That's why I switched up. That's why I switched up. But if we give Terry McLaurin, when he's being double teamed, we can give him that spot in the defense where it's open, because Cole Turner opened it up, the defense for him on that side where the sidelines is, and that's where the offense actually helps out when you are just being double teamed back and forth. Like when we were playing against Darius Slay and Braun had him in a two-man under. And this is what I was saying about a two-man under. Two-man under, you could do a lot of things. You could stretch the field and you could cover the inside. And that's what the Eagles were doing. They knew that if we covered Terry McLaurin, Dommy Brown wasn't going to do anything. He wasn't going to catch the ball. What we did was we kept running Brian Robinson in the middle, in the B gap. Why? He had the sidelines to work.
How come they didn't put him around to go around?
That's my problem. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. That the whole entire time they could have ran him sideline to sideline. They did that in the second quarter. Towards the end of the second quarter, they started to run him sideline to sideline, and the defense got upset because they thought he was going to run up the middle. So what they did is they put the other guy on the opposite side, and they switched the defense over to the right side. So when they did that, they left the open of the left side open with one safety on a wide receiver.
Yeah.
And they could have ran the ball over there. So that's what I'm saying. It's really upsetting that we kept running the ball in the B gap. For what? What purpose?
I don't understand that. I mean, like, B-Rob, he's a nice kid. We love him and stuff like that. But when you mentioned the running back room, we had a 3-headed monster. We had a rookie that did everything we asked him to do when we decided to put him in. Same thing with McNichols. McNichols was like a beast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whenever we decided to put him in.
Mm-hmm. See, now the reason why we didn't put McNichols in is because they believed that the more production that we had was Eckler and Brian Robinson. And they figured that they both gave us a better shot of gaining yards after behind the scrimmage, which is wrong because Eckler is not really a type of running back that does that. He's a passing receiver running back.
Right.
So if you put McNichols in the backfield in a 3-headed monster, like you suggested, it gives the defense a problem because they don't know who to cover. So you have to cover every single human being that's on that other side of the line. And then you have to count for what you have on the defense to cover. But if you're covering, then you're a man, right? But if you let them go and they get into a spot, they're zone. So if you're doing 2-man under, you can cover everybody. If you're in man, you can't cover everybody. So that's where the Eagles knew that we will stick to our guns with the 2-headed monster versus 3. And that's the chess play match that you have to play with defense like that. So that's where I believe we have a better shot to improve on defense with not Myles Garrett, but Nick Surtain or the DE from Florida State. Now, if you go look at the DMV Sports Shows group, you will see that the guy from Florida State has a more quick first step than Nick Surtain. But Nick Surtain has a quick first step to the edge, to the inside, to the edge, which is what we need. Because if you're playing against Saquon Barkley, you could stop him in his mid-run before he becomes a burst, right? So if you look at John Person Jr., he has to come from one end and sprint to the other side, and vice versa. So by the time he gets to the other side, Saquon is already in the end zone. That's why I don't like Pearson like that, because Pearson, he's quick to get to the quarterback, but he's only thinking about the quarterback. You forget, if he's in the I formation, you cannot just stop on the quarterback. You have to get the running back. So that's what I like about Nick Gordon, because Nick Gordon, he covers every inch of the scrimmage. Every inch. He doesn't care. He said, I'm going to sack everybody, including the lineman. I'm like, that's what you got to do, man. You got to sack the.
That's what you got to do.
You got to sack the lineman too. Knock him in the forehead or something, because you know. So, you got to. You got to.
Hope we don't become the prettiest hole on the block. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Everybody, quote unquote, wants to come here.
Yes.
And that's cute, but we're hearing from people who only got maybe 2 or 3 years left. That kind of situation. I don't want to be, like I said, I want to, the word keeps talking about dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what AP do, because I'm not mad at dynasty, but if we just get, used like a cheap hoe, just so somebody get a quick ring before they retire.
Well,
and that's it.
And that's where, that's where evaluation becomes a key. And that's why I believe that Adam Peterson has really gotten these scouts into understanding what his philosophy is. And that's the beautiful thing about Adam Peters, because he understands and he listens to the fans in himself and the team. He listens to everybody. It's not just one area he listens to, right? And to keep everybody out. He listens to everybody and then gathers information and then does his own analysis to see if it matches, right?
And he watches films.
He watches films, exactly, and that's rare that you have a GM watching film at the film, and then see what we did in the past and what worked and what didn't. And then when he does, he goes back. He said, "Hey, Dan, look, check this out. This person. You know what, Adam? Yeah, you're right. Let's go with that person." And then everything clicks. And then you're like, "Oh well, me and Adam, me and Dan, we're sitting here and looking at the film. We were like, yo, you would be a perfect fit for the Commanders. Come on in." And sure enough, what happened? Championship right off the bat. And I'm like, yo, wow, this actually worked. Let's do it next year.
Actually, we went that far.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Because if you look and the only problem I had was that we didn't put my man, the only guy who could actually run after kickoff return. I forgot his name. Doggone it. I just had the name in my head. He was a kickoff the year before, and we kicked off against the Giants and won. I forgot his name. He, doggone it. I know it begins with a J. Dang. It's not Taylor. Something. God dog it. Anyway, they should have put him at slot versus Luke McCaffrey. But they only used him one time because he dropped the ball, right? And then that was against the Eagles. But at the Crowder. Yeah, Jamie Crowder.
Yeah, Crowder.
Yeah, thanks, Big Steve. Yeah, Crowder is the guy who needed to be the slot receiver. Because if you get him going, it's impossible for him to stop. The reason why he dropped the ball is because he wasn't in there full time. See, here's the thing. Most people have an energy burst that they could do automatically. People just need more rhythm to get into it. He's a rhythm guy, right? So if you get him going in rhythm, like he would turn on the jets. If you give him a lane, he will burst through it. We didn't give him no lane. None. Yep. So it was just, Yeah, I mean, if you look at his previous games when we had RG3, the man was a nightmare. He was so if we put him in a slot, I guarantee you he would have produced. We would have had that game. It wouldn't have been a blowout. It would have been like 33-34. We would have lost by 1. But anyway, I think that's where the improvement comes in, the recalibration and the learning and actually planning and have a better outcome. I like the outcome of this team. I like where we're heading. I think where we need to improve, we're going to have the holes filled. We're going to have the positions already covered. I think we're going to have the best possible lineup. I just like the idea if we load up on defense with 2 DEs and still have Myles Garrett or anybody else like it. I would be. You know what? I would rather have Smith from the Green Bay Packers back. I think it's Paul Smith. I'm not sure. Was it? No, it's Preston Smith. I would love to have Preston Smith back because Preston Smith was the understanding of the X's and O's. And before he left, he wanted to be a Redskin more than anything in this world, and we let him go to Green Bay Packers. But if we get him back, but I'm pretty sure we won't because they won't let him go. But if he decides to come back, I will welcome him with open arms because that would be the bookends we desperately need. Let's go ahead and since we got enough time, which is the first in the show, let's go ahead and go to the Wizards because we got to speak on about the Wizards because they made a massive trade.
They made a big trade.
Oh my gosh, they made so many trades. It made my head spin. Oh my gosh, let's talk about
that one.
Yeah, so what happened was they let go of Kuzma, and Kuzma went to the Milwaukee Bucks for Middleton. Middleton is the championship winner a few years ago. We also traded for Marcus Smart, which is I thought we didn't get him, but we actually got him. And then we got A.J. Johnson, who really is a bench warmer, but he's going to probably be participating because I think I know with these actual players who are more athletic, we're going to be trying making a run for the playoffs this year. We got 2 months, but we can actually make ground with this. I mean, even though we're 9 wins, we can win right now. And then the end of February, we can be like at least 13 out of 42 and then head up into March and make a run for a 15-game winning streak. Shoot, we right there in the midst of things. You know, it's a possible thing. It's crazy, but it might work.
Possible,
so who went out?
Cool.
It's very cool. Kuzma went out. Jonas Valanciunas went out. Patrick Baldwin Jr. gone. Marvin Bigley III and Johnny Davis and Jerry Butler. I think Jerry Butler was the most promising player here, but we should have kept. But Will Dawkinson is actually making a really good statement with me. He was saying that, listen, we had really a dead weight, but we had really good players. So the dead weight that we dealt, we got really number ones for. And I'm like, jeez. So what are you doing? What are you saying? You're going to build everything with number ones? He said, we want to be the Oklahoma City Thunder. We want to be the Thunder of next year. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So now we got Kobe Jones. Kobe Jones hasn't played, but he's a good athletic player. And then we got Alex Len back. It's been a while, Alex. We got you back and used to tear up the place. Now you're back and we need that same energy to come back. And I think we should have kept Alex Len, in my opinion, before he went back to because we originally got Alex Len from the Suns. He came here and then we dealt him out. And then he probably went to Charlotte, I believe, one time before. I think that's where he went. But this here. And then we have Jordan Poole. We still have Jordan Poole. So this is not bad. This is actually pretty good. So Dawkins to say, hey, listen, we're not going to rule the in tournament out. We might be the last team, but we're going to make some noise in the in tournament. So I'm like, geez, bro. Oh, Dawkins, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I can see what they're looking forward to.
Yes. So here's the thing. February 8th, we played against the Hawks. February 10th, we play against the Spurs. And then we play against the Pacers. Now, the Spurs are actually pretty good now because they did some trades too. And then the Lakers surprised me with their trade. What the crap? Bro, what are you thinking? You gave away AD for Luka? Yo, get out of here. Come on. Why would you do that, brother? I don't like that. And then then you had LeBron just laugh like, ha ha, we're back in the running. Bro, you just gave away the guy who gave you that win before. Yo, I know he got hurt.
Was growling like a lion.
Well, I'm just going to be 1,000% real with you. The Mavericks are going to be good. They're going to be a problem, but they're going to be good. And not only that, they got still, and then the Lakers still got to deal with Timberwolves. You know, this is not going to be an easy walk in the park. This is going to be a problem for the Lakers because, you know, the Lakers, I mean, both Lakers and Luka could not beat, you know, Anthony, you know, the way they want to. So now y'all both are going to try to double team him up with points. It's going to be something to see. Something to see. All right. Oh boy. Like I said, we got through this pretty quick. Let's go ahead and go to the.
You know who I'd like to get?
Who?
If I could get them from the Chiefs.
Who?
Connors, defensive end.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you've been doing.
Tell you. Woo. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd love to have him on our team. That would be cool.
I see what you're doing. That sounds like a pretty good statement right there. Connors actually is a pretty good, good player.
Yes, he is.
You know, actually, the only player. No, I should say only player. I think the player that would have been 1,000% good here is Tyronn Lue of the Saints. He should have been here more than anything. I think coming out of LSU, he should have been drafted here, just like DJ Swearinger. But we got DJ Swearinger late. I think when he came here and made that tackle against Dallas, and we took the game against Dallas, we actually made a really good stride against. No, actually, we had it was against the Vikings, the Vikings game. And we actually 100% was on fire that first and second quarter, and then lost it in the fourth quarter when Kirk Cousins threw that pick in cover 3. And cover 2, what was it, cover 3? No, 3D5. But I think, yeah, Tyronn Lue should be here. I think it's not Lue, but Tyrann Mathieu. I'm saying this wrong, his name wrong. I apologize. You know, I'm not a good punctuation person, so I apologize. Let's go ahead. Let's see. All right, let's go ahead and go to the Orioles. Now, the Orioles really showed me something in their, you know, in their. Let's see here. What happened? Somebody leave? No? Okay. The Orioles really showed me something when they started to, you know, add free agency, because now they're trying to go after the Pittsburgh pitcher, the Pittsburgh Pirates pitcher. And the guy is trying to take over the Coben Burns, you know, the Coben Burns rotation, which is pretty decent, you know, because I think having the guy. There was so many things. There's so many things I want to say about this deal. So they got this guy from the Cubs. I think it's Vasquez, and Vasquez is more of a speedster. He's like Monteo, right? So I think I know what Brandon Hyde is trying to do, and it might work. So what Brandon Hyde wants to do, he wants to create a fast up tempo offense where when you hit the ball, you could be already at third base, right? You're already in scoring position. You already go home, right? So if you hit a base hit between first and the shortstop, then you're already at third base and they can't get to the ball. So Vasquez and Monteo, Monteo is back, by the way. He can get to the second in scores position, right? Now the next hitter will probably be Holiday. Holiday is known for his long balls and his base hits and his doubles, his singles, and he knows he can hit a home run. If you put Holiday in that third slot and you hit, and he's probably red hot like 330, he can actually position all the players and you can get through the lineup with no problems whatsoever. Just think about how many nights you play the same team three to four times and know that hitter is going to be in the lineup. And you're just like, yeah, this is not going to go well because Holiday's in third position right here. All right, just throw him curveballs. Just walk him, and we can just load the base, and then we can strike out the other people. But here's the thing: Brandon Hyde is putting up hitters that had a average on base percentage of 6. So if you have an on base percentage of 6, what is it, 0.663 or above, just imagine how many times you could get on base within that inning. And you still hitting that, wow. And then you have to go to the bullpen just to change that pitcher. This is the brilliancy of Brandon Hyde. So this might look like he's not giving up of the pennant. Yeah, this is great. And then you got the pitcher from Japan. I think it's Sagao. I forgot his how. Yes, you know what I'm talking about, Lou, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Sagayo is pretty good. If he could do what he did in Japan, and he had an ERA of 1.6, we're good. We're good in the rotation. I think
that sounds good.
It sounds great. We have Kowser, we have Gunnar. We just lost Anthony Santander. We still have Cedric Mullins. We still got Westbrook. We got O'Hearn, Mountcastle. We don't have Reyes. We do have Holiday. We got Emmanuel Rivera, Norby, Jimenez, Sater, Stour, Mark Bowman. We're not sure if we want to keep what's his name? What is his name? Trying to get his name. Let me see if I can get his name. Let's check out. Sometimes when I'm on point with everything, I always forget the person's name and the position. I know he's a pitcher, right? And it's natural that you do that sometimes. You go into and you forget the person's name. Like I forgot D'Angelo Hall name a couple of times, and he's my favorite player. And I'm like, dog, man, if he was here, he was like, my name, man, quit playing. So I'm going to the pitchers. Yeah, exactly. So there's so many things like that. Terry McLaurin is my favorite player, along with Gene Daniels. I'm a very good Eckler fan too. If he was running the football like he was when he was with the Chargers, I would have said he was my first, second, player to actually win the game sometime. But I don't know if he's going to be back next year. If he does, that's a good thing for us.
So.
I don't know.
I think they will.
I like what he's done. He's running like old and injured.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Because
But he's got the inside. He's smart. I like the way
his experience is amazing.
His experience, and he just sees things and it's like he needs to be out there.
I agree with you.
And he's the captain. He's the captain, and he's the captain of the team, so he's going to be there.
Yeah, I totally agree with everybody. I think he definitely needs to come back, but I'm not sure if he is.
He needs to come back.
I think what we need is a bulldozer of a running back that can actually punish the defense for actually thinking they can stop us. I think if you look at it, I think we need the bus. I think we need Jerome Bettis type of running back, just like Derrick Henry and who else? Derrick Henry. We need a Derrick Henry type of running back that actually knows that he can run fast and hurt you in so many ways. Not a short Saquon Barkley type of running back, but a bruiser. But we're not in the running back. I mean, we could get a running back like that.
Oh, I agree. I agree. Like I was saying before, we need to beat some people. Yeah, we've been smart. Yeah, we've been talented. But football is still blocking and tackling.
Right.
And when it gets to be like,
in the trenches.
Fourth quarter,
yes.
Let's put this thing away.
Exactly. That's what we need. We need a Stephen Davis type of running back. That's what we need.
We need Scatterboo for Arizona State. That's what we need.
I don't know. I heard that name before, and I watched tape on that dude. I'm not too sure about that dude. And the reason why is because he actually drops the ball too. And that's a big thing. Because
when the first thing they learn is to secure the ball.
Yes. And I don't think Scatterboo is the person. I really don't think. And I watched some of his games too. And this is not me being skeptical. This is me watching his film. He's good. He's good when he's in open space. But when he's between the tackles and they plug the gaps and they hit the ball, he's not securing it. He is not securing that ball. And yes, he could be coached up, but it reminds me of another Liddell Betts. When I look at him, I look at Liddell Betts, and you could look at Liddell Betts when we had him. It was really, really nightmares on Elm Street because it wasn't his fault. Let me say this. Let me say this before I get into a dramatization type of thing, and then you have to take me off here. So there was a time I think it was Denver? I think when Denver was good, we were playing Denver at home. Liddell Betts, the game was already over. It was like third quarter and they were leading by a whole lot. We were running the football. Liddell Betts had the ball in his hand. They tackled him and let Liddell Betts sit on his stomach, the defender's stomach, and they were just stripping the football. He was looking at the ref. Are you going to blow the whistle? And the ref just looking at him with the whistle in his mouth, like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You let him drop it? No, you don't let him drop it. Go ahead, do it. I'm like, what are you doing, sir? Blow the whistle.
My favorite Best story was back in the day with Sean Taylor. We were up in Philly. You remember the Sean dive into the end zone, right? Yeah. Well, anyway, that was Clinton Forrest's favorite place to play because his mom was up there in Jersey, right?
Right.
So we're running, Clinton Forrest to death, and the Philly Jersey fans, they're in on the scheme, right? So they're getting a hard time and everything.
Right.
Forrest gets knocked out, right?
Right.
And I'm actually at the game. I have a friend up there. She got me up to the link and everything. It's my first time at the link. Anyway, so Forrest takes a couple plays off, right?
Right.
And the Philly crew, we're up in the not the suites, but
the nosebleed section.
Yeah, right. So I was kind of safe, but they were mouthing off and everything. Oh, your boy got hurt. Oh, little girl, he couldn't take it. This, that, and the third thing, right? Y'all gonna lose, this, that, and everything, right? The Liddell Betts came in for 2 plays. First play, they ripped it off for 11 yards. The second play, they ripped it off for 9 yards, and then Portis got his win back and came in. But I tell you what, after Carson Wentz, I was talking so much smack. Y'all thought y'all was getting off when you knocked Portis out. He was doing the most rounds. He had to leave. I made him leave his dream seat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That was funny.
I was like sitting there, you're sitting there, you follow your emotions in for a half of football, and you just like can't say nothing, can't do nothing, everything. But I let him have it.
Oh man, that was good.
He did not suck. If you gave him the ball, he would produce. He would, and it sucked how the offensive play wasn't up to the caliber. Because he would have been a good secondary running back. I just didn't think he was good enough in that era because even though he came from the Boilermakers, it wasn't good for him at all. I think the offensive scheme wasn't good for him. The running back plays wasn't good for him. He wasn't good of a passing running back that was meant to be. I just think he would have been more of on a practice squad. I honestly would think he was a practice squad running back. He wasn't that good. Well, I tend to agree with you because at the time I think Gibbs was still here.
Mm-hmm. He was, Gibbs was a consultant. Gibbs was consultant.
And if Gibbs can't figure it out, it probably can't be figured out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. So with 4 minutes to go, we gotta talk about Super Bowl. Who do you got? What's the score? We're gonna start with let's see. All right, we're gonna start with a coach and end with Big Steve.
Chiefs. Oh man. 38. Eagles. 30.
Nice. I like that score. Okay, Lou. Lou is the co-host of the Hand Sports Show. I apologize for keep not keeping you in, bro. My fault.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, I'm gonna go with the upset here. I'm gonna go with the Eagles over the Chiefs, 38-35. This is not gonna be a cakewalk for either team. But I'll tell you something. The way you look at the championship game last year, the Eagles will dominate all of the Commanders, while the Chiefs were looking. I think we're looking a little bit vulnerable against that Buffalo defense. I think that might affect them a little bit. So I'm going the Eagles here.
I like the analysis there. Hey, thanks, Lou. That was pretty good. All right, what you got, Eric? That was a good one, bro. I'm not gonna lie. What you got, Eric?
I'm going with the Eagles out of NFC East affinity. I'm sitting here. It's like I'm trying not to be a hater on Mahomes and them, but I can't figure this out, But I figured one thing: the Eagles have a well-built team.
That's true.
And who's their running back? All they got to do is feed him and keep the ball out of Mahomes' hands, and they should win. They've got, like I said, a well-built team, a pretty decent defense. And like I said, if they just, ground and pound, I ain't got a score. I'll pick something crazy like 33-27. See what the refs do. I have no idea.
See what the refs do.
Ain't no way, honey.
Eric said the refs will bet him out.
Which quarterback is smarter, too?
All right, Big Steve, bring it on home. What you got?
Okay, I'm going with veteranship. I'm going with the Chiefs. I'm going with 35-24 because Mahomes and the smarter and the Chiefs got a better defense than most everybody. So they're gonna hold Saquon to under 100 yards.
I'm also going to go with that because I believe that's the better way. I think Chiefs win this because they know how to stop the run. Steve Spagnuolo needs to win because he's going to be a coach next season. I think that the Chiefs got this one 38-33. I think this is the three-peat they had in mind. With that being said, I want to thank Coach Lou, Eric, and Big Steve for coming back on the DV and Sports Show. Y'all been great. I'm really happy that y'all came. I really appreciate y'all. And, see y'all next Saturday. We could talk about the sports that we actually care about. So we're going to talk about more of the Commanders, more of the Wizards, more of the Maryland Terrapins. That's the first time we got through the whole series, but I'm happy. Oh, yeah. Caps, yes. Caps are 16 goals away. Go Caps. All right. God bless.
Yeah.
Thank you, y'all. You're human first. You're human first, everything second. And you're conquerors by definition, so go conquer teams, all right? All right. Shoot. Thanks for entertaining us on this Saturday. You're human first, everything second, so go conquer your dreams. And also, be sure to catch us next Saturday where we discuss the winner of the Super Bowl and the other sports: Wizards, Commanders, Baltimore Orioles, Maryland Terrapins, DC United, and DC Defenders. You fans out there, you should come on and talk, DC Defenders. All right, so be safe. God bless. Good night. Peace.